Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. So I figure it's been a couple of weeks since we gave you guys a garden growth update and things are really popping around here. So I wanted to take you guys around today, show you what's growing and how everything's doing in our desert garden. Let's do it. So in one of our last videos that we posted, you guys saw that we expanded our garden by growing up instead of growing out further. If you do not live in a desert, you probably don't need the mega fortress like what we do, but this is where we live. We learned from last year's mistakes, and this is how we have to garden if we want to actually reap any of the rewards and harvest. Since we decided to grow up, I'm going to show you guys what we've got going on and how things are growing. This one right here is my spearmint. We just put this guy in the pot not too long ago, maybe a day or two. And Gary did set up all of these guys up here with the watering system. So these guys are getting water just as the garden beds are getting water. And then what's happening is these pots are filling up and dripping all the way down to these guys down here. So everybody's getting water and it's going awesome. And then right over here, we have our cilantro, and it's starting to grow out too. This guy we planted from seed, and it's just now popping, and it's just getting going. Over here is the dill that we had planted from seed, and he's getting real bushy in here. It's looking really good. Over here, we got our Italian oregano, and this guy is starting to take off and really root in and grow really well. In here, I've got my chamomile, and this one's starting to get real bushy too. Everything is just growing awesome, you guys. I got my peppermint, and it's beautiful. It smells really nice too. When you walk into the garden, you could just get overtaken by the aroma, and it's just amazing. And this one's our lemon thyme, and this one's starting to go really bushy too. So these guys are doing great. Down here, I do have some flowers that I planted, are just like Arizona wildflowers, and I planted these guys from seed and they're starting to leaf out, so hopefully I'll get some flowers in here soon. This is one of my other annual flowers. It's a bulb flower. It was in the patio area and we transplanted it over here. Down here we purchased some strawberries. A lot of these ones that have the stick inside it, again, we purchased them from Lowe's or Home Depot. Now they're just starting to get acclimated to being in the pot and having a regular watering cycle and all that good stuff. So I got 2 pots of strawberries. This one is really not doing well. I'm not sure if he's gonna make it or not. This one's like almost dead, to be honest. I mean, look at him, he's not doing very good at all. If you guys have any helpful tips on growing strawberries, I have never grown strawberries before, so drop down in the comments all the good tips that you got for me when it comes to strawberries. The more info I can get, the better, and I definitely read all of your guys' comments and take everything to heart, so I appreciate it. This guy right here is our tomato plant, and we started this one from seed. We had him inside the homemade like nursery greenhouse that we had in our bathroom, and then we just potted him yesterday, so he's doing really good. He's almost not gonna need this stick, but for now we're just gonna keep the stick on him.
Just in case.
Yep. This one right here is one of our hot peppers, as well as this one over here is a hot pepper, and then again we got the tomato and then the tomato. So we started all these guys from seed in our bathroom, and it's taken a while to get them to the point that they're at now, but I'm hoping that now that the sunshine is out a lot more lately, they're gonna really start to take off, especially once they get into bigger pots. Alright, so over here on this edge of the garden, we have our spinach, and then these little things right here, this is actually onion. So when we had a little snowstorm like a couple weeks ago, it really stunted the growth on the onion. Everything else seems to have bounced back perfectly, but the onion, it like didn't grow at all for a whole week, maybe 10 days. I saw no change. But now that the weather is starting to warm up, I'm definitely seeing the change when it comes to their growth and size. The spinach though, this spinach is almost harvesting stage. There's pieces in here that are definitely ready to be chopped off, and I can put them in a salad, I can put them in soups, I can eat them on a sandwich. There's a lot of things that I could do with this spinach, so I am just about to the point where I'm gonna start cutting off some of these leaves and start harvesting some of it, so that way it can just keep growing and keep getting bushier. Over here on this edge, this is our iceberg lettuce, and it's supposed to be a ball, but I don't know why it's not balling out. If you guys have any helpful tips for how I can make it turn into a ball, Drop down in the comments. I'm not sure, but either way, it's growing pretty nicely and it's got some good leaves on it. This one back here is our romaine leafy lettuce, and this one's growing just like how it should. We did an awesome harvest last year with the romaine lettuce, and it was like the plant that kept on giving. Every time that we'd come out here, we'd be able to pick off some pieces and eat it, and so I know it's going to do really good for us again this year. It definitely has changed a lot since you guys have seen our garden last, and that just makes me so excited. So over here, this is our watermelon, and the watermelon is finally starting to come out. We have several areas where the leaves are sprouting, and I just am so excited to get some fresh watermelon this year, some homegrown fresh watermelon. So exciting. Over here on this edge of the bed too, this is our carrots. Last year when we tried to grow carrots, our carrot harvest was really pathetic. They were like this big, and that's because we didn't thin them. So we're learning from our mistakes last year, hopefully, and we'll do it right and we'll be able to get some carrots harvested. I'm hoping that this year we have a better harvest, but every year we're just gonna keep getting better and better. It's worth a try. Right here, this is actually our summer squash, and it started to pop out here and over here, and there's a little one right here, and there's a little guy right there. So everything is starting to pop out, and hopefully everything continues to grow and do good for us. These are all my okra plants. I have never grown okra before, so this is a first for me. I like eating it fried, so we'll see how it goes and how these ones pop out. But it looks like they're starting to take, so that's a good sign. If you guys have any tips for me on growing okra or squash, I would love to hear about it. Any tips at all when it comes to these plants, I would love to hear about it. Just keep in mind that we live in the desert and our conditions might be a little bit different than yours. So I'm sure you guys can see this beautiful bunch of goodness. I am so excited about the kale. I know some people absolutely hate kale, some people absolutely love kale. I'm actually one of those people that love kale. I love to eat it on my salads, I love to eat it in replace of lettuce, I actually juice it. I do a lot of things with kale, and I'm just very excited to have my own growing here fresh for me. So as you can see, we finally have got that baby crib mattress spring in use. Now this was a recyclable, it's an upcycle from our baby's cribs. And our babies are all getting bigger, they're all in big kid beds, and so we decided that this would make a great addition to our garden to help the plants vine on up. We're just trying things and learning as we go. Every single year we're going to get better and better. So this is the state that we're at now. This corner right here is our green beans. And so our green beans are starting to finally come up. They're starting to finally do their thing. They're taking off. They're really starting to take off. The cup trick worked wonderful for them to get them popping. And now that the weather, again, is starting to get a lot nicer, everything's popping. So it's great. I know you guys see all of these guys over here. These are our snow peas, our sugar snap peas. And I can't wait to eat those because these are one of my favorite things to eat straight off the vine. These guys are completely vining out. When Gary put this inside the garden, he actually helped it and started it by weaving it through this to help give it some strength and to help start the winding process. And these guys have just got arms and legs all over the place, and it's already starting to wind itself onto this, so that's a great sign. So over here on this last end of our garden, you guys can see that we have finally got some cucumber coming out of the ground. I, for one, am so thrilled because we were just munching on cucumber all last year. I've made some pickles. We were eating it non-stop. The kids loved it. We all loved it. So I can't wait to come out here and eat some fresh, homegrown cucumbers in the future. I can't wait. Fresh, homegrown veggies. So that's pretty much what I got for you all today. Our garden is doing extremely well. The watering system that we put in is working amazing. I love it. It's so great. I was a little bit worried because when we left to go help the homesteaders for the last 3 days, I was a little worried that maybe, you know, something would go awry, but everything worked out perfect. Everything's been getting water perfectly, and everything's growing great. So thank you so much for checking out this garden update video. If you guys like this kind of content, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe if you guys aren't subscribed yet. Catch you on the next one. We hope you have a good one.